Fubara uncovers plot to deploy hired thugs for anarchy in rivers amid nationwide protest. Exactly, and that's exactly what they also want to do in Lagos and some other major cities in Nigeria, so that they will say protesters have caused problem. So now, thank God, Fubara has been proactive and smart enough to plunge into the system and saw that there are credible, intelligent information that the, uh, people want to deploy thugs. And I'm sure these are going to be the pro-Wike lawmakers supported by Wike. Those local government chairmen that their tenures have been, their tenures expired and they have been asked to leave. And that goes also 25 lawmakers led by Martis Amewule trying to reinstate themselves in the state assembly. All these pro-Wike people are going to be behind this, most likely. Okay, but again, let's dive into the details. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara revealed that credible intelligence indicated that mercenaries and thugs have been hired from outside the state under the guise of participating in the protest, as reported by the Nation. So he expressed concern that these individuals plan to destroy valuable infrastructure in Rivers State despite the residents' decision not to partake in the planned 10-day nationwide protest starting August 1. So the governor noted that the threat remained, addressing representatives from civil society organizations, the National Association of Nigerian Students, ethnic and youth groups, and the Port Harcourt Motor Spare Parts Dealers Union at a meeting in the banquet hall of Government House in Port Harcourt. Fubara outlined the potential risk posed by these external actors. Okay. So in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Nelson Chokode, Fubara warned that recent activities by certain detractors suggested they were intent on destabilizing the state. So he urged the protest organizers to reconsider their plans, or at least ensure that any protests remain controlled to prevent chaos. He cautioned that if the situation escalated, the state will suffer significant damage to property and economic losses, citing the long recovery period faced by Kenya following similar unrest. So Fubara said, "You are already aware of the political situation of our state, okay, where people are looking for every avenue to give them that opportunity, okay, every avenue to destabilize this state. We don't need to give them that opportunity to carry out that act." And that is the reason why I, representing the government and the service commanders, okay, have always been in touch with you all, pleading that we should shelve this protest, and even if you have to do it, we should do it in a way and manner that will not get out of control. I have information that you don't have. I am aware of the people that are being hired to come into this state to cause mayhem. If anything happens here, we are going to be the greatest losers. Our properties will be destroyed. Our economy will be destroyed. And when they finish, they will go back to their state. So while acknowledging the economic difficulties faced by Nigerians, Fubara affirmed that the federal government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was making effort to address these issues and improve conditions. Can you imagine? So he engaged activists to critically evaluate the reasons for the protest and not simply support it out of sympathy for those dissatisfied with the current system. So this is the same rhetoric that all the governors are also putting up. Okay, so apart from the people or elements looking for a way to destabilize the state, which we know that stemmed from the feud he's having with his political godfather, the other aspect of referring to Kenya and the other aspect of, referring to people who probably are not satisfied with the system is a normal rhetoric. And also talking about what Tinubu is doing to ensure that poverty is alleviated in Nigeria is also the normal government rhetoric. Of course, whether they're having face-off or not, Tinubu remains his direct boss and he has a duty to defend his boss and defend the government. Okay, as a governor, he's on the side of the government, not really on the side of the masses. So he will do everything to defend the government. But the fact remains that in Rivers State, if protests start, well, protests must start because it's everybody's right. So he is saying, well, if you have to protest, make sure that it's not out of control. Otherwise, it would be better to shelve the protest. That is what he's trying to say. So, but I'm telling you that that protest can never be shared. As at now, I'm sure protests have started in some states and in some areas of the country. So, and the states that the protests have not started, they cannot guarantee that it will not start, that it will remain quiet or true. We agree that there are a lot of hoodlums that are waiting to, capitalize on this protest opportunity to loot and get what they don't have. But again, it will be better if the police do their job properly to ensure that this is guarded against. Now that they have intelligent information, what is intelligent information for? Is to, to tell you what is to happen so that you can now put mitigative plans and actions in place to ensure that nothing evil happens. Okay, you've got information, you use the information properly to ensure that nothing happens. That is how it's supposed to be. But discouraging people from participating in the test is also not a very good one. And also saying that people who are not satisfied with the system, it's not about people who are not satisfied with the system. It's hunger, it is poverty, it is everything evil that you can mention in a system that is causing this protest. That is it. And the earlier the Nigerian government takes that to heart, the better for them, so that they can make a change to ensure that life is better for Nigerians. Because just trying to raise the propaganda that election losers, people who are not satisfied with the system, are the people generating this protest. It is not true. Or people want to topple Tinubu's government using the protest. All those are just fake stories. The truth is that life is hard for Nigerians. The life is hard now, terribly hard for almost all Nigerians. The ones surviving are less than 1% of the entire population. And those are the ones that have access to public funds and are looting it for their own use. Those are the only ones surviving. Every other person right now is suffering. And that is it. Someone say false alarm. Be proactive to deal with any troublemaker. Exactly. Real false alarm. Okay. So it can also be a false alarm to deter people. Of course, that is the duty of government, to find a way to deter or discourage people from participating in such protests, knowing fully well that they will bear the brunt. Even if anything is destroyed, it is still the government that will fix it. Wow. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. That is the version of Fubara in preparation for the protest as the protest kicks off across states in Nigeria.